Hello, welcome to the first video of Travel Insights, where I'm going to answer all your burning questions about going to Maui. So the first question to cover, what type of accommodation should you get? Hotels in the area are expensive, ranging anywhere from $400 to a couple $1,000s a night. Like everywhere else, there's really no limit on what you can spend. But if you're spending $1,000 a night, what are you doing watching this video and where's your personal assistant? Airbnb might be good, but it still seemed a little pricey. I stayed at a hostel, which is a good option for a solo budget traveler like myself. This was at Aloha Surf Hostel in Paia. They have shared and private rooms, but either way, you're in close quarters and sharing toilets and bathrooms in all gender bathrooms. But like I said, you'll save a ton of money staying at somewhere like this, where it was about $70 a night for a shared room. For me, the biggest benefit of this is the community. You get to meet travelers from all over the world and make friends. Next question, should you rent a car? I did not rent a car. I found it easy enough to get by via other means. I took a Lyft to and from the airport without any issue. Additionally, the hostel offers free excursions every day using their shuttle. There are also some hostel guests that were nice enough to let me tag along on their side excursions. I do not recommend relying on Lyft or Uber to get around the island, as this will get very expensive. A trip, for example, from Paia to Lahaina costs $70 one way. So it may be a good idea to rent if you're looking for the freedom and flexibility to do your own trips and excursions, if you're not signed up for any guided tours or excursions that your accommodation may offer. Now, what should you wear? I'm going to tie this into what should you bring. This will depend on the time of year that you go, the activities that you want to do, and the accommodation that you pick. Maui has fairly warm weather all year round, but there are still temperature variations and a wet season and dry season. I went there this winter, the month of December. It frequently would sprinkle and rain, then be sunny, then windy. Also, I would be hot on the beach, then freezing cold on the mountaintops. So be prepared to bring clothing for all weather conditions. So now I'll start to go down the list. I'm not going to mention the obvious. Hopefully you remember to bring your toothbrush and your underwear. So first, we'll start with Hostel Essentials. If you're not staying at a hostel, you can go ahead and skip this part. But things that will help you sleep. Earplugs. Eye mask. If you forget your eye mask, oh hello Ursa. If you forget your eye mask, you could try to use your face mask. Ah, sweet slumber, here I come. Another thing you'll want to bring are luggage locks. You also want to make sure that they're skinny enough that they'll fit through your luggage zippers and on any lockers that they have. I've made that mistake before. Also, it's good to keep a little coin purse like this where you can have some quarters if there's any coin-operated laundry. And then finally, you want to bring a shower caddy or a toiletry bag of some sort so that you can keep your stuff organized, easy access for when you take showers or need to use the restroom. On another note, for other bags and cases, I like to bring fanny packs when I travel, or also just when I'm outside in general.
It's a fanny pack, and you know it, you sick son of a...
Because it gives you easy portable access for your phone and your wallets. You know, maybe you don't want to necessarily carry your beach tote around everywhere, which also you want to have some kind of bag, even if it's like reusable or a paper bag, to put all your swimwear and things like that when you go to the beach. Also, there's these waterproof cases so that you can take pictures on the beach or in the water without having to worry about hurting your appliances. What are they taking, their fridge in there? Your phone. Next is rainwear. Depending on if you're there in the wet season, this stuff will be really nice to have. I recommend having an outfit, at least one, consisting of a pair of rain pants, like I'm wearing here, and then a base layer. And I like this brand. I bought off of Amazon. It's really nice. It has the fleece inside, a windbreaker jacket, maybe a beanie. You just want to be able to stay warm. If you go up to somewhere like Haleakala National Park, where you're at 10,000 feet elevation, it's gonna be freaking cold. I also recommend an umbrella, not just for the rain, but also for the sun. I found it really useful for when I was on the beach. I actually don't have my umbrella anymore because it got whipped around and beaten up by the wind. Alright, swimwear. You want to bring a couple bathing suits because you want to be able to change them out as you wear them each day, and it might still be drying, and you want to make sure you have a fresh set ready to go for the next beach day. Oh god, I can't get it off. What did I do? Same thing with shorts for the same reasons. Also, it'll be nice to have a beach towel. However, wherever you're staying should have these available for you to use. Also, you don't need to bring any snorkeling gear because even the grocery stores there sell them for about 15 bucks, and there's also rental stores everywhere. Now, sun protection. You definitely want to bring sunglasses, perhaps a hat of some sort. Unfortunately, this one got destroyed in the washer and dryer. Doesn't really fit my head anymore, it's more for like a baby. And I know it might be obvious, but sunscreen and aloe vera. Just make sure that the sunscreen you use is reef safe because that's very important in Hawaii. And again, the towel. For this, can also be used as sun protection, which is pretty much what I did when I was at Aloha Beach because I'd already been sunburned and I needed something to cover up. It kind of felt like Emperor Palpatine, you know?
Will rule the galaxy.
So along that same line, whatever other toiletries you're going to bring, I just don't really recommend bringing much of hair products or hairstyling tools because at least with mine, the humidity turns my hair into a big frizzy box and I can't really style it that much. I ended up just putting it in braids and whatnot. So my next set of products are insect protection. There are mosquitoes in Hawaii and I got bit a lot. I think I lost count around 30 bites on my body. I also get a really bad reaction to bites. They welt up and swell and turn red and are incredibly itchy. So first off, probably want some repellent. When all else fails and you do have some bites on you, I do have this thing called the bug bite thing. It kind of acts as a suction to pull out the venom from the bite. However, I found that if this isn't used right away, it's not that effective. But if you're able to catch it early, this is very useful. Also to help with bites, I have this crème apaisante, which is like a soothing cream. I bought this for my trip in France where I also had some mosquito bites. There's some natural ingredients in here, things stuff like chamomile, lavender, menthol. It's stuff like this is okay, but I really found relief with something more like this sting relief pen, and this has benzocaine, phenyl, camphor. So I think these had a numbing effect, which was a little bit nicer to have. Alright, for footwear, you'll want to have a couple different options available. Water shoes. If you forgot to bring them like I did, again, these are pretty cheap. You can find them at like the grocery store. I bought these at Foodland for 15 bucks. If you plan on hiking or if you're going during the wet season, you may consider getting some waterproof hiking shoes. Unfortunately, I had lost mine right before I went there, so it was a little bit tough. I was able to manage with my regular tennis shoes, and so if you just have a good pair of tennis shoes, it can still work if you just bring these. I also recommend bringing 2 pairs of flip-flops. That's because I would frequently use one pair for the shower and then switch into my walking around pair, so they would dry off easier. It's also just nice to have the 2 to switch between. So for medications, besides the obvious prescription ones that you may have, I recommend bringing some stomach medication. Stuff like Imodium and Pepto pills will come in very handy. I carry these when I travel everywhere anyway because you never know what you might end up eating or drinking in the water that will upset your stomach, or whatever other food allergies or intolerances you may have. Another one, I didn't think I'd have to use it, but allergy medicine. This was very helpful for the mosquito bites that I was having a really bad reaction to. I looked it up and I think I have Skeeter syndrome, which is basically the symptoms I was having. However, you know what happens when you look up stuff on WebMD. Alright, let's check this out here. Oh no. Oh my goodness. Oh gosh. And lastly, I always like to carry some type of antifungal cream. Again, if you're staying at hostels and things like that, this will come in handy in case you have some athlete's foot from that or somewhere else. And I also like to bring some foot powder, use these in my shoes, especially if you're going to be there where your tennis shoes might get a little wet from the rain or the mud. You know, just keep them dry and clean and healthy. Another important consideration is motion sickness. I would definitely bring something to alleviate that. Dramamine or whatever it is. But things like the Road to Hana have over 600 turns, I think is what we were told. And if you go on boats for any type of whale tours or anything like that, you may also experience seasickness like I did. So that's my list. Hopefully I didn't forget anything, but I did want to finish on a couple notes on bringing things to and from Hawaii. They're pretty strict about that. USDA will check your luggage as you leave. I can't remember if you come in as well, but anyway, anything like plants and produce are really heavily controlled. So definitely look up the information on that before you bring anything or take anything out. Things like Haleakala National Park has some warnings on their brochures and literature that they don't want anyone taking anything out of the park, such as rocks or other natural items for souvenirs. And also another thing that's kind of interesting is you'll find signs that will tell you not to rest under coconut trees, because those can fall down at any moment, hit you in the head, give you a really good concussion, and I'm sure that you do not want to spend Hawaii in the hospital. So basically, observe any signs and warnings for the area. Sharks are a thing. Did kind of freak me out because there was a story in the news that somebody in Paia or nearby had been a victim of a shark attack. So you want to be careful of that. Anyway, that's it. I hope this video was at least somewhat helpful. You can find the list of things in the description box below as well. And we'll see you next time at the next video. Thanks. Bye.